Hello and welcome back to Wastuni the Historian. Today I will be doing a video on Irish contributions to American society and culture. And the reason that I am doing this video is because on the beginning of March, Irish American Heritage Month actually began. And later this month we will also be celebrating St. Patrick's Day. So on St. Patrick's Day I will do a video about St. Patrick, and today I will do a video on Irish contributions to American society and culture. So, anyways, let's just jump right into it. So, the first part of an Irish contribution is St. Patrick's Day, which is probably one of the most well-known symbols of Irish Americans. St. Patrick's Day originated from a traditional religious holiday in Ireland, and it eventually became a day to celebrate pretty much everything Irish in the United States, which it can range from wearing green, and in another part of St. Patrick's Day is if you don't wear green, you tend to get pinched. But so one part is wearing green. You can also, and this is something that not as many people do unless you are Catholic or an Irish American. But some people attend mass. And there's a lot of people celebrate St. Patrick. A lot of people celebrate shamrocks and just eating Irish food. But yeah, and then the largest celebration of St. Patrick's Day is in New York City, which is where most of the Irish immigrants actually came to. So now that we have discussed that, now we will talk a little bit about public workers, and later in this video I'll talk a little bit more about it. But after a lot of Irish people immigrated to New York City, many of them were searching for jobs. Most of them became police officers or firefighters, and as a result, there are now Emerald Societies and other organizations that display the Irish heritage of many American public workers. So now let's talk a little bit about sports. So some sports that came from the Irish but then came to the U.S. are handball, hurling, Gaelic football, and rounders, which were all brought to the U.S. by Irish immigrants. And some of the first professional baseball players were actually Irish Americans, which I think is pretty interesting, but to be honest, I'm not too surprised. Another, so now we'll discuss a little bit about Irish food that came to the Americas, or potatoes, which are probably one of the most popular Irish American food, or just Irish food in general, which actually do originate from America, but then they got popularized by the Irish immigrants here because before the potato famine in Ireland, a lot of the poor would eat almost nothing but potatoes, and because of that, when they came here and started eating potatoes and serving them to other people, potatoes became very, very popular. Now we'll discuss a little bit about religion. So before the potato famine happened, many of the early Irish immigrants to the United States were actually Protestant. However, after the potato, or during the potato famine and afterward, most of the Irish immigrants were actually Catholic, which is part of the reason why we celebrate St. Patrick's Day. And if you didn't know, St. Patrick was a Catholic missionary. And in my video about him, which I will make probably in the next 10 days, I will discuss a bit about St. Patrick. So to this day, there are actually around 70 million Catholics in the United States. However, not all of them are Irish. And yeah, there are some other people in the United States who are Catholic but aren't Irish. There's the majority of the Arab immigrants in the United States are also Catholic, and there are some other groups of people who immigrated to the United States and are Catholic. But yeah, that is a pretty big contribution to America that the Irish brought. So even though I already touched a little bit about this in the beginning of the video, the new influx of Irish immigrants led to a lot more workers. So because of this, the Irish improved the United States economy and pretty much built this country, considering that they were building the roads, the houses, the buildings, and all of these other things. So today there are around 33 million people, which is about 10% of the United States population, who identify as Irish, which makes the Irish American population 3 times the amount of people who live in Ireland, which is about 6.6 million. So yes, there are more Irish Americans than there are Irish people, which is a little ironic, but that kind of shows that the potato famine was that bad. It really just shows how bad the potato famine was and just how many people fled Ireland to the United States, where, yeah, there's 33 million people in the United States of Irish heritage. However, that is people who are mostly Irish. And the thing is, there are also quite a few people in the United States who have a little bit of Irish heritage, even though they wouldn't call themselves Irish. For example, I have a little bit of Irish heritage, but I don't think I would call myself an Irish American. Mostly because there's some there are some groups that I kind of relate to more than just Irish Americans. But anyways, that will probably be the end of the video. If you like this video, then please like the video, as I just said, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will be posting YouTube videos like this probably every weekend. Sometimes I have to move it back. Sometimes I upload on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's mostly Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and sometimes Sunday. But yeah, I'll try to post at least once a week, sometimes twice a week. And if you want to continue being notified for when I upload next, then please also hit the bell next to the subscribe button. So anyways, I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.